Now, I'm sure most people agree macros in Hypixel Skyblock are a problem, and they basically just ruin the game for everybody else. Why should someone get away with not actually doing something that they're supposed to be doing when everybody else actually has to sit there and do it and endure the boredom? It just doesn't really seem right. But however annoying they can be, and however many times you just think, why, what even is the point? Sometimes some people are so oblivious you just have to laugh. Now, whether it's farming, whether it's mining, whether it's doing slayers, people will find a way to macro everything. A few months ago we took a look at someone who macros zealot bruisers, which I just thought was hilarious and kind of pointless. Most people macro something for XP, collections or money, and realistically, other than getting zealot collection, which would be kind of pointless, what does killing zealots really even get you? Not that much money and not really that much XP. But today I think it's maybe even a little bit more obscure, but it is just funny. Now, if I said to you there's someone macroing in the Crystal Hollows, you'd probably think, well, they're macroing mining. But in this case, that's simply just not the truth. So before we get into it, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS. It gets yourself 5% off. You should subscribe to the channel. If you watch the videos and you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. You should join the Discord server. It's linked in the description of this video. We have for slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Well, you see, in the Crystal Hollows you can fish up flaming worms. Not saying I've ever actually done that from my amazing bestiary. And from these flaming worms, you can drop things like worm membrane, and if you get incredibly lucky, you can drop a carmine dye. Now, who would have thought dropping a carmine dye could basically expose yourself to a whole lobby that you're macroing? It's actually quite funny. See, a few days ago, my friend was in the Crystal Hollows when he came across this. Awkward233 found a carmine dye, number 58, a breathtakingly scarce 1 in 5 million, with plus 176 magic find. And just looking at this, you might be thinking, you know what, GG's, like, you've got an incredibly rare dye, you've probably just made yourself close to 1 billion coins. Nice. Well done. Cool, at the time they had 332,416 flaming worm kills, which is, you know, a ton, but still maybe they just enjoy, you know, farming these worms. But then it just gets weird. Awkward233 is level 47, joined on this profile 3 months ago with a 4.57 billion net worth. Fishing 50 with an absurd amount of XP, and, well, not really anything else. The only armor they've got is, well, Magma Lord armor with fishing gemstones in. The only equipment pieces they have are fishing equipment pieces. The best weapon they have is a Yeti sword, and they have 53 magical power. They've got a level 100 ammonite, and I assume they've got, well, got a fishing XP boost on a G-Drag, which they're probably leveling to. In their inventory, they have a carmine dye worth 620 million coins. Might I add that they've had this in their inventory for a good few days, and it hasn't moved. It's almost as if they've not realised that they've dropped a carmine dye, which is... I mean, this is why I said it was funny. They've not even realised. It's still in the same spot as it was when it dropped a few days ago. Of course, they've got an 8-8 Hellfire Rod, and they now have 344,000 Flaming Worm kills. Now, I'm no expert, but to get 344 Flaming Worm kills, or 344k Flaming Worm kills in the space of 3 months must be pretty difficult to do. You've got to be pretty much fishing all day, every day. Which is, you know, doesn't mean somebody's macroing at all. So at the moment, we have someone who drops a carmine dye, not realise they've dropped a carmine dye because it's been in the same slot in their inventory for days upon days, and absolutely nothing else on the profile other than fishing stuff. Okay. Now, I think the most surprising thing is their reaction to 1 in 5 million die was absolutely nothing. There was no reaction. Not only was there no reaction, people were saying, oh, GG, GG, like, and asking questions, and there was no answer. Surely if you just hit a 1 in 5 million chance and just dropped a 600 million coin die, there might even be like a wow, or you'd say something in the chat. Okay, 99.9% of people would say something in the chat. Especially when everybody's saying your name multiple times for about, you know, 10-20 minutes to try and get your attention, and well, of course nobody's there. Now, I'm looking at the Flaming Worm Kills leaderboard, and I don't know how often this website updates, but oh boy, he's not on there. However, he'd be sitting at 66th if he was, which is a pretty ridiculous achievement in the space of 3 months. Now, I was thinking to myself, is it possible that this person could simply just straight up be going for Carmine Dye? Well, I don't think that's the case. I know a lot of people probably will be. For instance, this person's name is Carmine Dye. But surely if you were going for a Carmine Dye, you would notice if you dropped it, not just let it sit there for days. I thought it'd be really funny just to straight up find him in the Crimson Isles and, I don't know, just kind of observe. But there's a couple of issues. Okay, the first one is that mining has just had an update. So in theory, more people should be mining. I know a lot of people don't like the update, so maybe that has the opposite effect and less people are mining. But regardless, there's quite a lot of crystal halls lobbies. And if there's more people mining, that means that there's going to be more lobbies to get through. I spent 15 to 20 minutes before switching between lobbies, and I couldn't find him. And I realised, of course, Crystal Hollows lobbies don't remain open for a long time. If you stay in a lobby for a long time, it'll close up relatively quickly, and you can be in that lobby for hours upon hours upon hours. So I've not really had much luck as of about 20 minutes ago, but I think I'm going to try again and see if we can find him. You know, if the lobby closed and he's warped back into a different lobby, then we might have a chance. It is still proving pretty difficult. Apparently, is in the Crystal Hollows. I'm just waiting for his name to pop up. It might not, but please. I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm cycling through the same lobbies over and over again. I must have gone to maybe 15 different lobbies until I realised that they were just the same ones, which is perfect. Is he in here? No. There's a very good possibility that he's in a lobby that's simply not open and not one that I can warp into. Considering if you're macroing, you're gonna be there for a long time. So it's not like you're gonna be switching lobbies, you know, willy nilly. Yeah. I guess it will remain a mystery. Now, in my opinion, what I think this probably is somebody's, like, alt account, considering they don't have a rank. When they launch and play Skyblock or Minecraft, they probably also just launch that account and just have a macro running. That's probably what I think happens. It might not be, it's a guess, but in actual fact, right now, I think they're offline. Hence why, obviously, I don't think they seem to leave it on, like, 24/7. I don't know. I don't really know the ins and outs. I don't know what like, macros do. I don't know if they leave it on 24/7. I don't know if that raises suspicion. All in all, it just seems a very interesting one. Imagine dropping a Carmine die and not even knowing, okay? Not even knowing and having no reaction. Seems pretty dodgy. Now, the interesting thing is if we estimate that maybe you can catch, you know, one of these flaming worms once every 2 seconds, give or take, maybe factor in a bit of double hook chance. It looks like to get to his collection of flaming worms, that he'd have to basically be non-stop for 168 hours. But 168 hours in 3 months isn't really that crazy. Now, of course, you've got to get to the point where you can actually fish these flaming worms up, which is fishing 19, which realistically doesn't take that long. 168 hours over a 90-day period would only equal to just less than 2 hours per day. Well then why, if you drop a Carmine die, if you were actually there, would you have no reaction and just continue to fish? Not even say anything, not even acknowledge it? It's pretty mental. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.